Welcome back, Wagoneers, to another exciting episode of the Wasted Wagons podcast. We almost have a full house with us today. We have Sean, Biff, Todd, Russ, Pat, and myself. I'm Travis. The only member of the crew that's missing is Mike. Where is Mike?
Being a bitch.
Working hard for the money.
Did he call in sick? Oh, there he is. Welcome back, Mike. Sorry, we missed you for the past couple episodes. All right.
Missy buddy.
So we're going to start off today. Today is actually the 2-year anniversary of the passing of Todd and I's dad, Big Russ, better known as Russ Olivier, better known as Big Russ to most of y'all. So if we can start just kind of with a little moment of silence for him. We love you, Dad. I miss you every day.
Should we pull one out for him or what?
It's up to you.
Pour it out.
Yeah, just
pour it
on
into
the electronic. Yeah, that's
On the mixer. Yeah.
pour it into your mouth.
Yeah, then you pour it out into your mouth.
Yeah, no, that's
Love you, Big Russ, but Todd and Travis have 2 trophies back to back. We don't need a third. Okay.
yeah, it's kind of
Dad,
getting a little old.
Dad, if we name our team the Dangling Mams, will you make us win a third?
He's like, well, all right, okay.
All
In that
right.
case.
it's such a funny thing. You believe when you don't believe in those kind of superstitions or that watching angels in the outfield and believe that angels are watching over you. But I mean, the moment he passes away, 2 back-to-back fantasy championships for Todd and I. So maybe he was watching over us. I don't know. But it also
And laughing hysterically when you flip a sofa over. Or...
And Travis throws a metal chair at his back door.
Yeah, absolutely. So while we're on this, the topic of passings, we actually had a really big one in the celebrity world, and the famous boxer George Foreman, also with the Foreman Grills, passed away. About a week ago or so. So that's a pretty big loss, the sports world, the boxing world.
Was he more known for the grill or for being a boxer?
I mean,
I think it's a mixture of both because those grills were pretty damn popular. Everyone had one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody at this table owned one. I mean, I used the fuck out of mine.
I think I still have one somewhere in my house.
so
Does
if,
it still work?
That was the number one tool in my Atkins thing right after after high school when I dropped a whole bunch of weight was grilling on the Foreman grill every night.
So I think it was Family Guy, if I'm remembering correctly. But there's a specific scene that comes to mind every time I think about George Foreman. And there's like a boxing match going on, and there's like the judges, and he's sitting, and they're advertising for his grill, and he's like, it's specially designed for the fat to drain directly into my mouth.
So to answer Patrick's question, I mean, obviously he's more known for the boxing, but at the same time, after he retired, maybe it was the grill for a little while. Then maybe after the grill kind of faded away, he went back to boxing.
That's what athletes have to do, is because their actual career is over in their 40s usually, and it's like they have to reinvent themselves to stay relevant.
Okay. Well,
By the way, he was 76.
Yeah. So it was close to 80.
76.
Did he pass of just old age, or did they say if there's anything specific what happened to him?
Was it the
No.
grease?
High fat, low carb diet.
Yeah, it was his pound of bacon a day that he ate for dinner. Oh wait, that was me in 2002.
It's probably the trans fats.
It's MSG.
But if he grilled it on the Foreman, he should be all right,
It
right?
should be good.
Anyway, rest in peace, George. Definitely a boxing legend. I remember a while back we did a just quick go around the table. I think it was around the time of the initial time that Tyson was supposed to fight Jake Paul, and we did like a quick go around the table of who's everybody's favorite boxer. I'm sure Foreman was one of them. If we go back and watch,
Yeah, I think that was like one of our first episodes. I think it was the first episode or the second episode after the pilot that we created, right?
It was the meat party in Todd's backyard when we got absolutely hammered and probably don't even remember the episode.
I remember Travis saying something that had to be cut because he was so hammered.
Funny,
Well, let's
that's
bring it up
rich.
again.
That's rich coming from you about needing stuff cut out of the episodes. All right, I believe you've done the most damage on this podcast of stuff needing to be cut out.
Todd might have surpassed Mike last
help,
week.
Mike, help me out here.
I think in one episode Todd surpassed Mike and everyone else in the amount of shit he needed cut out in probably like a 4-minute stretch. You were on a heater. Let's just say that.
I have a gear grinder today, but it's not quite as bad as that one. So
I cannot wait to hear what you want to go off about.
Was that like our second episode, like our Meetapalooza, and then we also recorded on the back porch?
Yeah, it was officially episode 2.
And I was thinking about that walking up the walkway, thinking like, we could sit in the back and get bit up by 1,000 mosquitoes.
Could have grilled.
That's always fun.
Hard pass.
Hard pass, yeah.
No, we used to do that. I mean,
But we have the WW Corral now, so
Mike's
there's no need for
backyard.
that.
I mean, well, we're kind of kicking off the topic. You guys have some gear grinders apparently, so let's just get right into it.
And now it's time for another segment of What Grinds Todd's Gears.
All right, so as you know, in order to make this beautiful palace that we're sitting in, I had to get rid of quite a lot of my children's toys and shit that were piled all around this room. I mean, if you guys remember the getting ready for the fantasy draft, because we also hold the fantasy draft in here, is quite a chore because I got to move everything out and kind of stuff it in different areas of the house. We stuff it in the bedroom closet. We stuff it in the dining room. It was just a chore. So getting rid of that stuff was quite a relief. But of course, I figured when I was looking at some of this stuff in the man cave that I could get rid of, why not sell it on eBay? Why not try to make some money off of this, right? So when I started posting stuff, and you guys might be like me, I go through long spurts where I don't sell stuff, then I kind of get into it and really start selling stuff. So when I started posting this stuff that was in the garage or in my man cave on eBay, and you see the people watching it, and you see the people bidding on it, you kind of get a little bit of a chub. You're like, all right, this is good stuff.
Might be alone in that.
He is alone in this.
I don't get an erection from selling on eBay. But
You kind of get excited.
I get what he's
I
saying.
know what he's saying.
Because
Yeah.
when you see the number of views and the number of watchers, you do like, oh, this is
right.
going to sell.
Yeah,
but I don't know
this is
about
cool,
the boner
yeah.
part.
Maybe when the dollar amount,
really naked.
eBay auction chub.
maybe when the dollar amount starts getting like really high. But if you're getting a chubbed over like $50, $75, I don't know about that. A couple hundred, close to 1,000.
Well,
maybe
I'm glad you brought up dollar amount because even though this stuff was selling, I was really disappointed in what it was selling for. So almost everything that I posted sold. I think 3 things out of everything that I posted sold, but they weren't selling for what I wanted. So now I'm like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. Well, the most recent thing that sold, which I thought I was done, I thought it had ended, was a Saints fleece that I had from back in the day. It's a size medium, but it's a little big, so I don't wear it often. It's a fleece. Fleeces are kind of gone out, so I don't really wear them anymore. I haven't worn it in years. So I posted it, and it probably was posted for like 6 or 7 times, and then it finally sells. But I thought it had ended. So I see it sold on there, and it says paid, and it says local pickup. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't remember like selecting that as an option. Like I don't even remember ever checking that. So the guy who buys it, I mean, you don't know what you're getting. So I'm like, he seems like a nice enough guy, but we're going back and forth about when he's going to pick this up. And I'm like, I don't really know if I trust this because his feedback score was a 3. So I'm like, all right, well, this dude's got a 3. He's asking to pick this fleece up. This is sketchy as fuck. I don't know if
Did he ask if anybody was going to be home when he came to pick it up?
Well, that's the thing. You meet. You're not supposed to bring him to your house because you don't want him to know your address. So you had to meet somewhere. So he's like, where can we meet? And I'm like, well, first off, I'm not meeting at night. So I was like, I'd rather meet during work hours, and I work off of Jefferson Highway. Is there any way you can meet in like the Elmwood area? So this was yesterday when I sent it to him. He doesn't respond back till this morning. He's like, I can't really meet today, but I'll send somebody else to pick it up for me. So I'm like, all right, is this dude going to gun me down too? Like, what's going on here? So, anyways, he doesn't get back with the time. So, until later in the day. So, he was hoping he would say like lunchtime where I can go leave my office and go on my lunch break and deliver this fleece to this guy and, be done with it. So then he says, "Oh yeah, he can meet you at 5:30." And I'm like, "Well, 5:30 is no good because that's like an hour and a half after I get off of work." I was like, well, "How about we make it 4:30?" And then I was like, "Wait a minute. Instead of going to the gym, instead of going to the YMCA, I'll just work out at Riverdale, and then that'll be perfect. I'll work out at Riverdale, then I'll go meet him in Elmwood for 5:30. Work out perfect." So I have this plan all in mind today. That's what's going to happen. So I go in the gym in Riverdale, there's kids in there. So I was like, fuck, I'm not working out with the kids in there. There's like 10 kids. I don't know if they were part of the wrestling team or what. I'm just not doing it. So I was like, well, now I have a fucking hour and a half still until I got to meet this guy. So what can I do? So I went and did my grocery shopping. Beforehand, and I was pissed because I was like, now my workout's all fucked up. I don't know if I'm even going to have time to do it. Go get the grocery shopping done, leave the groceries in my truck, rush over to Elmwood. The dude's late. Doesn't get there till 10 minutes after. It's the guy's brother. And as he's walking up, I mean, he looks like a nice enough guy, but you're like, oh, he's got a little bag over his shoulders. Like, he's pull a gun out on me. Like, what's going to happen? Anyways, he doesn't pull a gun out on me. Nice dude. He's like, oh, I'm the guy's brother. Give it to him. You got to scan something to say it's been picked up. It was pretty quick. But I guess that's my gear grinder overall is that I never, I'm kind of pissed at the stuff that I sold on eBay. I sold for such a measly amount. Like I was expecting some of this stuff to sell for big money and it didn't.
What did you have that to sell that you thought was going to pull like a larger amount? Like just give me one thing.
Okay, so my daughter used to collect all these Disney Store exclusive plush princess dolls. She has every one of them, and I'm thinking these things are going to sell for like we probably bought them for like $35, and I mean sold the total. I think they ended up selling for like $11. That's with shipping. So I mean,
for all of them or just one?
Just one.
Oh, okay.
But then the other ones didn't sell, so I think 2 sold and the rest didn't. So I mean, I didn't post the other ones. So
did you think that since so much time has passed that they would have been more of a collector's item and they would have drawn more?
100%.
Did you try to sell them to Russell maybe?
She didn't have a Nala one.
I'm only interested in one thing.
Just asking a question. Okay.
But yeah,
dolls don't do it.
I guess the fact that I spent all this time posting this stuff, the amount that I didn't get what I wanted, then this local pickup thing really kind of pissed me off because I was like, I don't even remember having that as an option for them to select. And then it happened, and then the guy paid, so I'm like, well, fuck, now I don't want to cancel his order. I actually got to go through with this. Risk getting shot, stabbed.
And he didn't even pay the $10 shipping.
My dead body thrown in a ditch. You're right.
Anally raped.
Yeah, so I mean, overall, I think I might be done posting stuff on eBay for a while.
None of this was Chubb worthy postings.
I have had.
Oh, absolutely not.
I have had a
half
person
mass.
come to my house. Well, when I say my
Semi.
house, when I lived at my parents' house, thankfully it was my parents' home. It was somebody that bought like a 1996 Olympics hat or something that I had and was listing random things on eBay. Probably sold for like $2, but the person said, "I'll just come get it from y'all," and came to my parents' house, and like I think my dad answered the door here, and that was it. And then I've also dropped stuff off before. I brought it to someone's house and put it in the mailbox, but no.
Sean lives dangerously, is what he's trying to say.
Not too much. Well, I don't know if Biff remembers when I sold
I do.
stereo equipment. That's why I said Best Buy before.
Best Buy parking lot.
Listed all of my whatever I had left of like subs, amp, whatever stereo equipment that I was just ready to move on from, and sold it on Craigslist. And I had him go with me, and we met in the Best Buy parking lot. And like I think it was 2 other dudes, and we did a handoff, and it was like, I hope they don't think some weird shit's going on out here. Just trying to go to a lighted, populated area so nothing weird happens.
Well, look, one of my colleagues actually has her little side hustle where she goes to like garage sales and estate sales, and she'll buy stuff. She'll actually look up the thing that she's looking at to see if it's worth any money, and she'll buy it for a low price at a garage sale, and then she'll end up posting it on eBay and selling it. And she made like $400 off of like a set of Dungeons and Dragons comic books or some kind of books.
Those will still hold value.
It's crazy. Like she has just an eye for that, and maybe the luck for it.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to do.
You got to be
Depends
able to
on the
sift
item.
through a lot of shit.
Dolls, no, because my mom has bought Barbies and stuff over the years, and like say one she spent $25 a piece on, maybe sold them for $100, but that was after like 20 years. And then some recent ones that we had at my daughter's garage sale, they were like, I think Holly's mom had them or something, but they were like Christmas Barbies, and she claimed that they were, worth something, and they put stickers on them for $25, and they were picked up numerous times, and people they thought it meant 25 cents. It's like, no, $25. Like, oh, and they instantly dropped it back. Right? It's like, hell no. It's It's like they're not coming to pay $25 total at a garage sale, much less pay that for one doll. You know?
That's like all the
Garage sale, 5 mark down from 10.
That's like all the Beanie Babies my sister used to have. I'm pretty sure we just threw them all away.
I'm glad Russell brought that up.
Russell's sister.
They were mine.
Jessica had a whole basket of Beanie Babies. She used to collect them when she was in high school, and if you know Jessica now, she doesn't collect shit. Like she's so hard.
She
She's so
doesn't have
hard
a
to
room
buy
like
for.
this across the house, no?
But she's hard to buy for because she doesn't. So she's like, "Oh, look, I have these from high school. Do you want to try and sell these on eBay?" So I was looking at the room, and I posted a couple of them. None of them sold. So I was like, "Look, I've had no luck selling these things." So she takes the basket and brings it downstairs, drops it in the trash can, closes the lid, and done with it. And that's what she does. I mean, she's thrown half the kids' toys away that way.
I mean, you could have donated them to Goodwill or something.
I mean, honestly, we did the garage sale for my daughter was 2 weekends. We did that back in June last year, and we cracked the first weekend like the $500 mark, believe it or not. But then the second weekend, it was like crickets. Nobody showed up. It's like it's all about exposure. We put signs up around the neighborhood, and I guess depending on what you're selling. I mean, the most expensive thing was like an old bike that we maybe sold for $20, but you know, as long as you got people buying old, you know, little girl clothes and stuff like that.
Question: do any of you all go to garage sales?
I don't, but as you look around in my man cave, I bet I could probably find some pretty cool shit at a garage sale.
Oh yeah. Like if you go after Heather and I's house burned down, we lived off of River Road, Jefferson Highway, and they actually have like River Road Flea Market, or I don't know if it's called River Road Flea Market, River Road Antiques, one of them. But we would start frequenting that place because we would find like little hidden gems in there, take it home. So I think garage sale would probably be something I would enjoy. You know, I know you got to beat the blue hairs up at 5 in the morning to get the good stuff, but you know.
So I have a 2-part proposal. What if, one, we have a Wasted Wagons garage sale? We just find out a bunch of old shit that we don't have, or that we don't want to get rid of. We'll pick someone's place, and we just bring all our shit, put it in the garage sale, and we just booze while we try to sell a bunch of random crap.
And bam, new lights.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bang, new table.
Then we split it and we're put it in a pot and everything goes towards stuff for the pot.
Sure.
It's like
Sounds
a
the,
fundraiser.
That sounds like the kids' lemonade stands when the adults decided to add some vodka to the lemonade, and we're having a blast while the kids are doing God knows what.
we can set up a stand. We can have a regular lemonade stand, and we have the adult lemonade stand.
That's true. It'd be like Mike's Hard. But
Wait, Mike's what?
Mike's Hard.
Mike, you where you at, bro?
He's hard.
There he is.
Sounds like he likes this idea. Second part of the equation: what if we just take a field trip and go to a garage sale?
I'd be all for
Six,
that.
7 dudes just roll up hard though, and just like try to just take over a garage sale and buy some shit.
Would we all have to haggle hard though? We'd have to go in there and say, I don't know if I can afford a quarter. Can you go down to a nickel?
I got a nickel.
Do they still post that stuff in the newspaper? Like, where do you find out about
We had
garage
to.
sales?
You read a
posted it.
newspaper?
Well, that's my question. Like, where
Yeah.
do you find out?
We shared it on
You
like
look for
what's
signs
happening in Metairie,
on the
and actually printed signs and went around the perimeter of like West Napoleon, David Drive, that neighborhood, because they live off of Balter in North Atlanta, so that like all the way down to Roosevelt. And I felt kind of weird stopping with my child. I'm like, come on, let's go, and like hammering a sign to the posts. But some of those posts had so many staples and nails in them, I couldn't even find a place to staple it. It's like I had to use old nails that were there to hang up the sign.
Is there a Facebook group that?
I was going to say, well, Russell, if you had a Facebook,
What's that?
Oh, well, I mentioned
I
the what's
thought-
happening in Metairie. That's a pretty
yeah,
good.
like there's a bunch of random pages that like Friends of River Ridge or so and so. There's also like estate sale Facebook groups, which
I was like, we should target estate sales.
I recently joined one of those groups only because I'm on the hunt for some Jazz Fest posters from years past. One in particular, but there's just some that I wouldn't mind collecting. But I see them on Facebook, so I kind of take a peek every now and then like that. But yeah, we should just go to a garage sale, bring just a stack of ones, but have it in like a big fold. So be like, oh, we look like we're a serious business with like it's a wads of cash and it's all just ones and just see what we can find.
There you go there with a wad of cash, have a toothpick hanging out your mouth.
And
Slick your hair back.
I have to throw in is that the clientele has definitely changed over the years of garage sales. Like you mentioned blue hairs. I don't remember one blue hair coming to our garage sale. It was the type of people shipping their items to other people in other countries.
I mean,
It's because it's not posted in the newspaper anymore.
If it was in the newspaper,
Good point.
you would have had blue hairs.
They don't have Facebook.
I disagree.
Oh, that's true,
I believe the blue hairs have Facebook. I see some of these
maybe
these
Ruth's got it.
How to use
some
this,
of these
Patrick?
neighborhood groups that you see like whatever. There's blue hairs everywhere.
Believe it or not, there was a lady that we were hanging up a sign in the middle of the neighborhood, and she pulls in her driveway and starts getting groceries out. And like a half an hour later, she shows up at our garage sale. It's like, well, okay, the sign worked. You know,
There you go.
Maybe they hunt the signs.
So, Russell, you did say your Facebook was in the works. So where are you at with that?
I have attempted to make 2 new Facebooks with 2 new email accounts, and one time it has recognized that I'm the same person with one that already exists, so it denied me. And then my Yahoo accounts, like it just won't work with it. I don't know what's going on.
Cool. You know, one last thing before we move on to the next gear grinder, because Russell, I know you said you have one you want to add, but y'all mentioned the ideas of nobody looking in the newspaper anymore. They actually have one of my coworkers at the school I work at. He's probably in his like mid to late 60s, maybe even early 70s, and he actually sits in the faculty break room when he eats his lunch and opens up the newspaper, has a cup of coffee. It's actually kind of cute.
I mean, that's he
props his feet up in the bathroom, and
It's like so old school looking. I'm like,
I
oh,
was,
dude,
I was going to say about how old do you think he is?
Like I said, late 60s, early 70s.
Okay, that's a norm for him. Every Sunday gets the Sunday paper, the Times-Picayune, the Advocate. You flop it open, probably still cuts a couple coupons out.
He's
But
definitely
I
looking
do
at those.
coupons,
Looking at the obits as well.
Oh, jeez. But I do.
and recognizing people.
Oh, look, Merle died today.
I looked at. I
went to high school with that guy.
I know.
I lived him.
I noticed it the other day, and I just was like kind of fascinated. I was like, man, I haven't seen somebody do this in so long. So it was pretty cool.
He probably gets up and brings it to the bathroom and take a shit.
Probably.
Folds it up and sticks it under his arm. And
That's his off period time.
I just remember in high school when the newspaper was dying, and Mr. Altabello, our was my Louisiana history teacher. He's like, "So what are you gonna do? Take the newspaper on the job when you're taking a shit? When you're trying to take the computer on the job when you're trying to take a shit? You know, it's
Little
like
did he know.
it's like it's gonna be in your head. It's like, well, you're gonna have a phone pretty soon.
I mean,
Little did you know, you're not only taking it to shit.
What else are you doing with it?
I mean, I'm
Looking up
Load
looking up,
manager?
looking up,
estate sales.
Load
estate
managing.
sales.
Looking up
looking up
estate
king cake
sales.
hub. I mean, shopping for king cakes.
I've brought my tablet into the shitter with me before at home, obviously not at work. That'd be a little bit weirder.
That'd be weirder.
Well, I bring my phone in the shitter at work because that's usually when you guys will get certain texts from me or just a barrage of things. Like, because I'm dropping a deuce at work.
Cranking
at home,
that hog at work.
Please.
I didn't say that.
Please
You're
remove
saying
me.
we can tell when you're shitting is when we start getting a bunch of memes back to
I'm
back.
gonna start asking now.
That's correct.
I don't think Sean caught it.
I got it. Nah.
Please remove me.
Nope.
All right, sorry, Russell. What is your gear grinder for this episode, Russell?
All right, so it's going to be pretty short and sweet, and I'll start off by saying I absolutely love my dog. Holy shit, is he a shithead? So just
We love Coda.
quick story.
Zowie.
So I'm coming over here. I was a little early. It was about 6:40, and I realized I didn't have my headset. I'm like, oh, I guess I got plenty of time. I'm gonna turn around, and go scoop it up at my house. Get to my house, I instantly open the door and I hear the clicking noise of my oven. I was like, what the hell is that? And then it clicked, pun intended. I walk over to my oven. I had 3 burners with all of the flames lit. And I had stuff on top of I had like a pot, an empty pot, a cast iron skillet, and I had a box, and we had donuts this morning for breakfast, and it was an empty box of donuts that had like some glaze, drippings left. I'm assuming that's what he was trying to get to. But he's a big dog. He's a big old husky. He's 11 years old. And he got his paws up on the counter and turned on 3 burners. I'm assuming he did it pretty soon, right before I got there, because I didn't smell like a lot of gas or anything. Like I'm pretty sure they were all lit, and I turned them all off. I was furious. I went and put them in the laundry room.
He was baking for you.
Man, that could have been disastrous.
Yeah, it could not And I almost didn't go home. On my way home, I called my parents. I was going to pick up. My dad has this nice headset that I wanted to try for the pod and see if I liked it. And they weren't home, so I just didn't stop there. So I ended up going home. So I'm really fortunate that I did that. But he has been so incredibly bad in his older age. He's 11 years old, and this is the most bad he's ever been. He is a terror.
Do you think he's maybe rebelling against something for recent?
He didn't get any donuts.
He did not get any donuts.
When was the last time he had a treat? Is he trying to tell you something?
Like a couple hours before I left.
Hoda was a bad boy.
Bad dog.
I'll give you some glaze, bitch.
Glaze his whole house.
Set your house on fire.
He really grinds my gears, and if he ever sets my house on fire, he will be outed.
Burning down the house.
I mean, never mind. I'm not going to make this.
Yeah,
comment.
no, go there.
No, we're good. We're good.
He's going to be up in flames.
I'm not going to say that. I refuse.
So before we close out the gear grind, does anybody else have something they want to mention?
So mine was pretty short. It's I don't know if it's driving yet again, but I, because of where my baby mama lives, I have to drive that stretch from Green Acres by Swamp Rome towards Transcontinental up Vets pretty often, which is past Zapardo's. And for some reason, I mean, people do this everywhere, but for some reason it seems like it's heightened that turn from the right lane when they turn off of Vets into Zapardo's, that people coming out think that they can just launch across Vets. Like I might be in the middle lane and, okay, I get when someone's turning in and you can turn out into that lane. But I swear to God, I felt like I've almost gotten hit at least 3 times. Been in the middle lane, I'm like, fuck, just person launches themselves out while someone's turning. And it's like, how does that not more accidents happen right here? It's like they cut across and just think they have the right of way to just even jump in the U-turn lane. They'll cut across every lane and jump across to that U-turn. And it's like, it seems like it happens a shit ton right there at Zapardo's.
It happens, I'd say almost anywhere on Vets. I see it where you're talking about a lot. I see it by Total Wine a lot, or by the Barnes and Noble, right close to Total as well. But yeah, people just like, oh, I need to get into the U-turn lane that's on the far left, so I'm just do NASCAR style drive across 3 lanes to get to the U-turn.
Like, I mean, the car right there is turning. I don't get how you don't look to the other lanes are coming. I could be coming 50 miles an hour and like blast you if you jump across.
It feels like people are afraid to just go up to the next U-turn or to the next stoplight to make the turn. They're like, no, I'm gonna be a daredevil and risk my life, my car, and the lives of other people around me just so I can go to make the U-turn because it's convenient right there instead of just going, what's another minute or two to go up to the next light or the next U-turn and use that.
There's
like
no
50
U-turns.
Yeah, and I kind of I understand it slightly because that's another thing is that people that make right turns like that don't act like they can't drive their car. They always think, because that happens at my corner on Cleary and 27th there, that when I'm waiting, watching the traffic come to either go left or right, they come there and they make that right turn and they look at me like I'm the asshole, like I'm in their way to make a right turn. It's like I do it all the time at full speed. It's like, turn your fucking wheel and make a turn. They look at me like I'm in the way, but I'm on the right side of the road. It's like you just don't know how to turn your vehicle. And like think the front of your car is like 9 feet long. Like what the hell? Turn your car.
Yeah, they can't drive.
So yeah. When I come down that stretch, I try to be like as far left as I can, so I don't get a surprise. Like I'm just in middle lane and whoop, somebody jets out from that's Zapardo's entrance, exit, whatever.
You were saying, Biff?
So it's probably my dad cutting him off.
All right, so for most of us, a couple of us are in the spirit here. We have Russell. Russell's got the Tom Glavine jersey on, and Todd's got an Orioles tank, and I'm actually not really repping my team, but I have a Milwaukee Brewers Christian Yelich jersey on. Yesterday should have been a national holiday. It was opening day in the MLB. So if anybody would like to add anything on how their respective teams have been doing or how they did yesterday, please go ahead.
I don't really want to add anything about my team. I just want to wish all of your teams the worst luck possible. I hope your starting pitcher goes on at least a 15-day DL. Your best hitter goes into an 0 for 45 slump. And yeah, that's all.
Aren't the Cards 2-0?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't want to brag about that for a second?
Nope. Just want to wish ill upon y'all.
What was
teams.
their final record last year?
Not good.
Under 500?
Not good.
It wasn't good.
Hey, what?
No bueno.
Why?
But I'm a Cards fan.
It was not God.
Don't bring up bullshit.
It was bad.
It's a new year, new team.
Yeah.
Very bad.
New year, new team, new mic recording setup. Why you don't talk about last year?
No, it's old news.
Because if you want to talk about last year, we could talk about teams that overachieved in the regular season and didn't in the postseason. So I don't want to,
And to make y'all
throw-
happy,
you
I just
throwing shade at-
Googled the Rays and they won yesterday.
You throwing shade? You throwing shade at somebody in particular?
I'm just saying. I'm not. I didn't want to talk shit about any other team other than just wishing your teams and players bad luck. But I didn't want to bring up last season that happened. Someone else did.
Someone else brought up last year.
Yeah. Don't bring me into this like that.
Well, my team actually won 12-2 yesterday, but I think they're losing right now, so they might be
you
starting
think
1-1. They were losing.
It's a
5-2.
6-2.
Yeah, 6-2. So they're probably gonna lose.
So who did the Rays beat yesterday, Sean?
The Rockies.
No, okay.
I'm also
They're a cesspool.
today years old that I learned that they're also in the Orioles AL East.
Yep.
Wait, you what?
What? I learned I'm today years old that they're in Todd's division here.
That the Rays are in the
that the
Orioles
Rays
division.
are in the Orioles division.
Okay. I didn't. Okay.
Just learned that, and that's your team.
Yeah. Well, they know. Yes. Yeah, it's my team.
I actually don't know all the
It's
teams.
It's Sean's team.
Yeah.
Well, look, I was impressed with the Guardians yesterday. I heard there's some funny stuff going on with so Tanner Bybee, who is the Guardians ace, was scratched at the last minute, and I think it was due to food poisoning from Chipotle. So the fans are apparently having like field day with him. But Ben Lively ended up filling in very well. He was kind of an underrated guy last year. It was a head scratcher to me on why they deactivated him for the playoffs last year, because I thought he was probably one of the more consistent pitchers they had. So he filled in well. Normally, when you go into the ninth inning as a Guardians fan and you have the lead, you feel pretty confident because you supposedly have the best closer in baseball on your team in Emmanuel Clase. Well, Clase reverted back to Clase of 2 years ago, and he almost blew the game for him. Luckily, we have Mr. Clutch, Stephen Kwan, delivers a double, and the top of the 10th scores the first run, and then the Czar dog, Kyle Manzardo, delivers with another double in the 10th, scores 3 runs, and then the Guardians put the game away. By the way, Kyle Manzardo was 3 for 4, single shy of the cycle. That is the most probably uncommon thing where you get a triple, double, and a homer. So I was very impressed with the Guardians yesterday. So. And they continue to do Guardian things. They look like they had a very average offseason, if less than average, and they just keep finding ways to win. So that's a good thing about being a Guardians fan.
They're winning today, or they won today?
They were off today.
Russell, how are the Braves doing?
I believe we lost, but I did not watch that game. I watched the Tigers and the Dodgers game, or a couple innings of it. Just happened to be in the bar.
You had quite the day yesterday from a sports standpoint. You were at a bar watching all the sports. You capped it off, I hope, with watching the Avalanche play last night. Yes.
Look, I'm gonna join Russell on that because the Avalanche did play the Kings, but I was also unable to watch because I am logged into your YouTube TV account, but the Fire Stick on my Den TV is not working, and we have to order another one. So,
yeah, I did not watch. I checked it in the score a couple times, saw they were winning. I was like, all right, cool.
Okay, but you at least were keeping some tabs on.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If we talked about it through the group text, I was like, hey, Avalanche Kings at 9:00, and you're like, yeah, I might stay at the bar and watch it or whatever. At least you checked in like score wise and stuff like that. That's fine. If you just didn't do anything at all, I'd be a little more upset with you.
My night changed a little bit. ended up doing something else. I didn't stay at the bar, so I just didn't watch the game.
What time did you get home?
Oh, I mean, I got home early. I was at home.
Oh, okay.
So the Braves are about to start today against the Padres. So, but let's go check
The
yesterday.
Braves lost yesterday, like 7-3, something like that, right?
So, let me see. Let's pull that up for you.
What bar were you at?
Swamp Room.
Oh,
7-4 final. Padres beat the Braves. Yep.
Did you have a swamp burger?
I did not. I had some mozzarella sticks, and they were fucking amazing.
That's one of the best things on their menu.
They're very good.
So like the Avalanche, Russell, are you kind of going? Are you going all in on the Braves this year? You gonna watch some baseball?
No, my focus is definitely on the Avalanche over baseball, or hockey over baseball.
But what happens when hockey ends, though? Is it because that's going to end well before baseball?
You got 162 game season.
I'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Do it. How about you, Biff? Are you following the Braves at all this year?
Not the Braves.
Oh, that's right. You're the
Braves. I'm Cardinals fan.
Cardinals. That's right. So you.
Only because my dad is, and he won't shut up about them.
But you did say you were a Braves fan as a kid, correct?
As a kid,
Okay.
because it was on TBS. And
I knew I wasn't pulling that out of my ass.
Yeah. No, I followed the Braves when I was a kid, and like all the good pitching they had with Maddox and Smoltz and
Glavine.
Glavine.
Patrick's getting a lot of support here at the table. As far as like hockey teams, he picks up Russell as a teammate.
Well,
baseball, he's got Biff as a teammate at the table.
Listen, I love the support and I love more allies. I didn't. This is not recent though.
I think
I've been following the Cardinals.
I think Pat's
for many
issuing
years.
bourbon or cash bribes over here. Like,
I actually had no idea that you were an Avs fan at all. Like after I had picked, you were talking to me, and you mentioned it. I don't pay attention when you talk about sports.
that's sports ball.
Fair
Y'all
enough.
sound like you're married. Just saying.
Sometimes it feels like we are.
So I know
without the benefits of it.
I know we make
just smile and nod.
I know we make the jokes about the Rays being Sean's team. Is Sean gonna actually watch some games this year?
Maybe.
Yeah, let's do it.
When do they become the Devil Rays again?
They do wear the jerseys every now and again.
I know.
So I mean, the Rays, I'm not that opposed to. I don't hate the Rays as much as most of the other AL East teams though, because they have
all of the other AL.
they have 3 young players in their minor league system who I'm quite a fan of. One would be the mayor of Stark Vegas, Jake Mangum. Yeah,
Brock Jones.
The other would be Travis's guy from Stanford, Brock Jones. And then the last one is UNO's own Eric Orsi.
Russell just walks right in front of the camera, like the hell with your video recording.
So even though they're a nemesis in the AL East, there's a couple of guys in that system that I really pull for. So
That's a couple of young guys for Sean to follow there.
They won by a walk-off homer in the ninth, by the way. That was the 3-2. So the first pitch of the ninth.
Who he's making noise over there too. What's wrong with
This guy.
I think,
Thank God we're not live.
is it Misner?
Meisner.
Meisner? Okay, that's who had the walk-off home
They,
run.
they lost to Rosarena last year, huh?
yep,
Yeah, because y'all kept telling me to get a jersey, and it's like, oh yeah, they traded him.
and they traded him.
Good thing you didn't listen to us.
I was trying to get the one that didn't have the player or number, that it was just this City Gear jersey, like with the blank back, but I couldn't find one in my size.
Yeah.
Plus, they were like $80.
You got to look on DH Gate. They probably got them. As a matter of fact, I'll send you a link if I find one. All right, so before we fully wrap up baseball talk, we're going to move on to some exciting news that we have coming up that involves baseball for the Wasted Wagons podcast.
Thanks, Sean.
To hell with this. To hell with the sound effects. Let's just get right into it. So, right now the UNO is currently playing Southeastern. They are up. What's the score?
It's 4-0.
Okay, and yesterday they got a dub.
That was earlier, the midweek game. They ended up getting a win over Tulane in the first game of the Pontchartrain Cup. So they're looking pretty good. Their bats are going. So that's a good.
This is the Pontchartrain Cup, right? The Pelican Cup is Tulane.
Okay, Pelican Cup. Sorry. So they got the first win in the Pelican Cup against Tulane. They're winning right now, 4-0 over Southeastern. Sorry, Brian Newman. But UNO's bats are looking good. And to follow that up, I'm going to let Todd lead into this since he's been the guy doing the grunt work to set this up. But we have something special planned for Monday.
Yeah, so Monday we're going to be doing an uncovered recording with UNO's 2023 Southland Hitter of the Year, Tristan Moore.
Oh,
Baddest
So I
dude
don't-
on the planet.
So Mitchell Sanford was the baddest dude on the planet.
Second baddest dude on the planet.
UNO's baddest dude on the planet.
He was the baddest dude on the planet in 2023.
He gets an award. We send him a medal.
But either way, I mean, if you guys remember the last uncovered with Coach Dax Norris was very fun interview. I mean, we had the nice setup in the press box with the field in the background. I'm looking forward to this interview. I don't know if you guys are as much as I am, but
Probably not as much as you, but yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking forward to this interview. I'm going to fanboy out watching you fanboy out, talking to him and email and asking him questions, and just see how starstruck you get. I hope you have some really good, hard hitting and impactful questions to ask him. I hope he's got some questions for you, but I'm going to be very actively involved, but also definitely watching you. Just
I mean, do you have any questions planned for him? I mean,
yes, yeah, I do. You just going to sit there like a fucking mute the entire time and just do nothing?
We need somebody to run all the technology, you know.
Are target fish big?
I just want to see what random ass question Todd's going to ask him. Like, so about the clunge in Houston. Let's talk about that.
That's where he's going to start.
That's first question out the gate. Not, hey, how are you? Thank you for coming on. What's the situation like in Houston?
Boxers or briefs. right out the gate.
When you say situation,
just walking around Houston's campus.
that's what I was getting at.
Any worthy D1 breeders on campus?
What's it like from what's the
I think it's a very prominent question.
got to be a pretty big drop off.
How big
Todd, I think you were asking a question pretty continuously last podcast that you could potentially ask him.
Tristan, what do you do with all your jewelry that you've collected over your entire baseball or
Did you
No,
go
no,
travel
no.
ball?
Let's not compare a college baseball player to a little league travel ball coach.
I didn't bring up anything regarding Little League, but go ahead.
But all right. So regardless, we're excited. Monday we have UNO left fielder Tristan Moore. We're going to interview him for a uncovered special edition. But we also have some exciting news as well because a week from today we start the Hogs for the Cause starts. We actually recently completed 2 uncovered interviews with some team members that are going to be competing there. So Patrick, Russell, would y'all like to share anything along those lines?
Yeah, just to put a bow on the interview with Tristan Moore that's coming up. I'm very excited about it. We're finally taking off and doing more things, and hopefully, I think we kind of talked about maybe getting Coach on as a more of a regular interview or guest on our pod, and he graciously offered Tristan Moore to maybe sit down and do an interview with us. So to finally get that coming up, that's going to be a good thing for us. And kind of like Travis said, we did 2 interviews with Russell and one of his teammates, Scott, for Pork Chop Atulis. We also did #famous on Instagram with Samantha Tacey, and David was kind of there as well. But yes, Hogs is coming up on Friday, April 4th. So we will be out there over 2 days interviewing patrons, interviewing Russell and some of his team mates and some other teams, hopefully, as well throughout the day. But we are.
Speaking of hogs,
We are
we have a pig.
Is that 7.7 magnitude earthquake that hit Bangkok?
It finally hit us.
It hit us.
Yeah.
I think it made its way to us.
The ripple effect is finally here.
It's fitting. We do have Piglet in the room.
Oh.
Yeah, Hogs for the Cause.
Hogs for the cause. Yeah, right here.
Let's get that son of a bitch out of here.
Russell, you're the only one here that's on the team. So how are you feeling ahead of the event? I know you've been maybe working on like a secret menu item or something to have or to sell at the event. So how are you getting prepared for Hogs? And
So in general, things are going really good. everything's falling in line. I know we've got a refrigeration unit out there already, starting to kind of figure out. I think they got the tents set up. There's actually going to be not an issue, but there's 93 teams this year. We're hearing. So the footprint, isn't getting any bigger. So I think we're further back than we used to be. There's like a drain that's in the middle of our tent, and like there's going to be some challenges this year, just like logistically speaking. But as far as all the competition stuff, I have been working on my competition submission for bacon. It's been going well. I think I talked about it, so I'm making a macaron. I won't get into great detail, but I did test out the buttercream that I'm making for it, and it came out ridiculously good. So I candied some bacon and chopped it up into essentially bacon bits, and then I'm doing a maple buttercream. So
I like how you're staring at me while you're talking about this.
Sean's drooling.
I can say it more seductively if you want me to.
Heavy breathing.
I like how you've just given out almost all the details of here.
That's just one element.
Oh,
of
okay.
my,
All right.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
No, there's way more to it. I was actually supposed to test some more stuff today, but
He didn't mention the secret ingredient,
yeah.
So it's a white cream sauce.
It's Chemical X.
Russell's secret sauce.
Russell's secret white cream sauce. Yeah.
But no, that's going great. Everything else is just trucking along.
The team's ready to go.
Yeah.
Everybody's excited and jazzed up.
We're also, me and Scott are actually submitting for the sauce category for competition.
Sauce.
We have our sauce done
Sauce
and ready
boss.
to go as well.
Is this the kind of thing, without getting into this, you and I talked about this before about where you were maybe trying to get.
Some elements of the
Yeah.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
then if that's the case, then that's going to be a
It's-
dynamite sauce.
So we did like a bunch of different iterations of it, like 4 or 5. The very first one we did, we're like, this is perfect.
Sweet. I might actually be venturing to that place on Saturday to for lunch or afternoon or evening.
Is Sky and or Volo coming in town?
Sky will be in town, and apparently Cliff will also be in town.
Oh, nice.
So they have a whole itinerary because they're coming for separate reasons. Well, different groups, but I think I'm going to try to talk them into at some point between Saturday and Sunday morning, maybe hitting up the spot. And see
But
what's up.
tomorrow or next weekend?
Tomorrow. But yeah, I think Hogs is going to be fun. We're going to try to test some equipment, hopefully beforehand, to see how that works. But yeah, we're going to be set up, recording a little bit of live content for some teams, your team included, and maybe another team that I spoke to a friend about. And then we're going to maybe hopefully talk to some patrons and see how they enjoyed the food, the libations, the general.
How they
vibe.
like Russell's meat.
And then I'm more excited. Obviously, the Friday night party. I'm excited to see how that all goes down because normally I don't stay for that. I've only been to Hogs once before, so I didn't stay the first time. So I'm excited to see the after hours festivities and how that goes. And
How late is that? When does that start?
When with the party or when
Yeah, the
Hogs
party.
starts? So I don't know what time the event closes. 10, 11.
10 or 11, yeah.
And then it starts up like immediately after that.
What types of things happen at the after hours party?
And the biggest thing is, so there's competition for having the best party. So you have people like, I think we talked about Boar's Nest. They've brought in people in the past like Manny Fresh and other rap artists from that era. But I know this year they're actually bringing in an EDM artist. I don't remember the name.
Oh, so this isn't like an eyes
Steve
wide
Aoki?
shut type deal.
It's not Steve Aoki. But there's other...
It's a guy named David Guetta.
Guetta? There's at least 2 other teams that I know of off the top of my head that are going to have the larger parties. Some of them you actually have to pay for to get in, or you can just stand right outside and still hear everything. And the other ones are just free.
Let me just say, everybody at that festival are a bunch of heathens, eating all that pork on Friday. I'm just saying, it's during Lent.
Delicious.
And it's delicious.
That's not all they eat at them parties.
all the meat in all the mouths.
But it's for a cause. It's for the cause.
So I still plan on going on Friday. What time does the regular, like before the after hours party starts? Like what time does the regular hours end?
Fridays. Wait, when was it end or something?
Yeah, on Friday. Yeah, the end.
It end. I want to say it's like 10 or 11. I
Okay.
don't know.
That's before the after hours.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, damn. Okay.
Yeah, it starts.
Like-
It opens. The gates open at 3:00, and I think it ends around 10 or 11.
Oh, okay. Because I was a little concerned because I know I'll probably have 1 or 2 clients after work. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to get there. Only have like an hour to eat or something like that. So
Do the people that attend the after party have chance to actually get sleep before the next day? Or
everybody's got the opportunity to go to sleep.
Couple of hours.
Some
and
people
they
don't necessarily go and do that.
wake up again.
I
and do
mean,
it again.
Russell's already staked out his porta potty. They sleep in it. So. Anyway, but yes, we definitely look forward to Hogs for a Cause this next weekend. I know Patrick plans on spending the whole weekend out there. Russell, I'm guessing you're doing the same.
I may be able to make the day on Saturday, being that we have a fish fry at school and then wedding Saturday night. So I might squeeze it in during the day on Saturday.
Which was it, Travis or Todd, that has not been before?
That was me.
You,
Haven't been.
yeah, I'm looking forward to just seeing your reaction and how your experience or talking
Try and
about
go
it.
Friday.
It's good. They got a lot of good food out there.
There's good music too. I mean, I don't typically know who's playing. It's usually more local style for the actual event.
I'm just fingers crossing that everything kind of works okay, because I'm gonna try to test some stuff before we get there, and I kind of played with some things last Saturday when I met you guys, but hopefully everything goes well. I'm gonna be a bit of a wreck. I don't know if we're gonna bring the actual recorder, but we're gonna have at least 1-2 cameras set up, some wireless mics, a gimbal, and I might even bring the gas-powered inverters in case we need charging, because the logistics, I have no idea how this is going to work out, but I've got battery packs kind of charged and ready to go, extension cords and whatnot. I think Sam said at her booth she has plugged in, so I can use some stuff like that.
And we should also have that, but I wanted to say Thursday when I go out there, if I go out there, that'd be a good time to say, oh, we need to run an extension cord to this location or something like that.
You can have a rolling generator with you. You're gonna be tracking it behind
So
you.
my power inverter is portable, like, so it has a handle I can carry over there and just set up, put some gas in it, and it'll charge whatever's plugged into it, and I'll power it for as long as it has gas. So I think we're gonna be covered. I'm excited to get some live content, and hopefully, more importantly, highlight your team, Sam's team, and maybe a few other friends that we know that are on teams that are going to be out there. So I think it'd be a good experience all around.
Yeah, I mean, and it's an experience on our end. I mean, it's so much fun to be a part of this event, part of the team that I'm on, and I hope we're able to capture that, for everybody.
I'd imagine so. I mean, we got the selfie stick, so we'll be able to get some good 360 view of everything, and maybe you guys will have some professional you could put together for a video for a fundraiser going forward, or just a highlight on your Instagram, and get some more awareness for your team to help raise some more monies, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Of course. No, that sounds great.
All right, so moving on from Hogs for a Cause, Hogs for the Cause, we recently had the Irish Italian Parade out in Metairie that rolled along Veterans Highway, and I actually was a rider for the first time in that parade, and just to kind of tell you a little bit about my experience, I just thought it was a really good time. And I know when we had Joey on to interview him for one of our Uncovered episodes, he talked about, like, once you throw vegetables, you never go back. And I will say it was actually, like, a lot of fun, particularly to throw potatoes and lemons. Like, I guess because you see people in the very back, and they have the baseball mitts on, and they're trying to test you, like, hey, can you hit my mitt? So that's what I would be slinging. Like, that was way more fun to throw than the cabbage or the carrots or anything like that. But the potatoes and lemons were fine. And another thing that that I found was, like, the route actually, for as long as a parade it is, the route moved really quick. And I don't know if that has to do with the Bonneville turn getting cut out, and then they just get off from Severn and they just keep going straight.
I don't know if that's usual. Every year I see parade routes, and it's like, okay, they're not going up Bonneville, they're not going up Severn. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought that was like a post-COVID thing, that they decided to cut the Bonneville piece out.
But the Mardi Gras parades did go up Bonneville.
Yeah, we
too.
returned to it. Mardi Gras parades went down.
Okay.
Yeah, like this year, starting back at Clearview was definitely more of the traditional that it would go up Bonneville and Severn, or Severn first or whatever.
Well, I'll say, just from I found it enjoyable, because it didn't, like, we were done by like 4:00, so we were off the float and home, and not turning down Bonneville was probably a good thing at that point, because we actually had really started running out of stuff on the float, and that would be my one complaint about it was, Joey's a gracious guy. I mean, he actually supplied all of the vegetables on the float.
I was going to ask you, where did you get all the produce and everything?
Yeah, so he did that, which I think was misleading to some of the riders, because we also bought our own stuff. Like we brought Irish Spring, we brought some ramen noodles. We bought things with our own money to throw as well, just to have extra stuff outside of the vegetables. And there was these 2 teenagers on the other side of the float, who I think one of the boys is dating one of Joey's daughters, but I think he assumed Joey bought everything on the float. So he kept walking over our side and taking stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh, if you're out here, I'll pull the sack of carrots over to him and pull a sack of cabbage over to him." Well, then he starts like taking my Irish Spring, and I was like, and I didn't want to be a jerk to him because I'm pretty sure he thought Joey bought it.
Right.
So then I just start moving stuff a couple of people over to Heather, and I'm like, "Look, just you keep this over by you because we got these kids over there. I must think Joey bought it." So that was my only complaint, was just like, some of the stuff that we bought, like some other kids were like grabbing and throwing. So, but other than that, it was a really good time. Like the route went really quick, and it was fun to throw the lemons and potatoes. And
did you accidentally hit anybody? Because I know you're supposed to make eye contact, but
so we
definitely witnessed a couple of ladies in chairs that had their heads turned and took a lemon to the
Travis
chest.
took out a blue hair or two.
No, there was one that was actually a girl we went to grammar school with, and I went to throw her a cabbage and she missed it, and it hit her friend, I think, like in the stomach, and her friend was like, I looked over, she was like, and I'm just kind of sitting there like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that, But no, I don't think
didn't slip through the hands and whack somebody in the face.
I think that was the only incident I can remember or recall where I actually accidentally hit somebody, because I was slinging the lemons and potatoes pretty hard and pretty far, but it was like mostly people were catching them or they would miss them and it would just go far. But overall good time. Glad I did it. We told Joe we were interested in riding again next year, so we'll see how that goes. And I mean, I know our kids are kind of going separate ways as far as high school, so we'll have to see how all of that plays out.
Well, our crew right there on Taft might get thinned out more. I got told recently that we're going to get pushed even harder to walk in the parade next year. It's like, geez, 2 weekends in a row. So I might be part of the parade as well next year.
Oh yeah, so Zeus might be doing another one.
Well, this would be with the steam crew, because one of our steam guys is like the VP of the whole parade or something, and wants us to put a group in there. And I don't know, it's all this junk about like we don't want to piss him off or something, and so it'll be the waistcoats and the cummerbunds and all that kind of stuff. So still with the flower canes and stuff, but a different crew. So
now, Todd, I understand that while you went out there, you were out at Sean's house, and you saw a certain gentleman out there while you were on the route. Would you mind to tell us this story?
Not only did I see him, we actually parked right behind them on Taft, but it was the back titty gentleman that we had previously mentioned in a previous episode that was kind of stealing shit from kids.
The man who won the title of our latest episode. So, and what did you see? Any new trends, old trends? Like what was taking place with the gentleman at Irish?
Stealing only high carb items.
Well, he was with like 3 or 4 younger kids. Like I don't know how old this guy is. I mean, he looked to be at least in his 30s. Right?
I would say 35, mid 30s.
So he was with like 3 or 4 other younger people. I mean, it looked like they were probably early 20s that he's with. But I mean, if you're talking about the old habits, I mean, he pulled out his vape and was taking some hits of that vape before he walked to the parade route. But he didn't stand by us, though.
He looked like mini Mark Henry from WWE. Yeah, he did. And you know what he reminds me of is the clip that me and Biff love from Happy Gilmore. Gold jacket yours, shooter's gonna choke. That random dude. That's what he. Like that random guy who they said, "Here, say this line real quick."
Random guy.
Yeah, he looked like Mark Henry minus the strength, add the noseliness.
Well, did anybody go to the parade and catch a lot of veggies, a lot of cabbages, or anything like that? Sean walked away with a prize with a skinned knee. So
yes, well, Sarah loves to catch stuff. She's always in the front row and loves to catch all the produce and.
As long as she didn't step in front of the back titty gentleman.
No,
he wasn't biased. I
don't
know where he disappeared to.
That dude even told her something at the Mardi Gras parade, and she was like, "Yeah, this guy up here," and it was like she usually doesn't, say anything about anybody.
Would you look at this fucking guy?
But yeah, I was hauling 2 full plastic bags of produce. I was going to go bring them to the car, and as I'm like weaving through the labyrinth of chairs, I felt it under my foot. And it was like one of those split-second things. Right foot slips to the left, and I completely fall on my ass. I hit like my right hip on the ground. I have a skinned knee, and it's like I hit a couple of chairs on the way down, and some lady walks up. did you drop these? And she had like a carrot and an onion in her hand. I'm like, maybe.
Sean's like,
I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm like, probably put them in the bag. And I just kept on going. And it's like, I made eye contact with this like young girl that was sitting in a chair. And then she had this like smirk on her face when I got up. I'm like, I'm good. Yeah.
He's okay.
It's like, yeah, it was pretty embarrassing, but I'll live. Had a few beers in me, so, that made it easier to tolerate.
Nature's best medicine.
Makes it easier to fall to.
It was it's very ironic. It was the same way, or coincidental, the same way that I fell during the snow. I don't know if I mentioned that. When all the stuff during the snow day, I was walking around my car to drive my child to her mom's house, and I slipped on a patch of black ice and fell on my ass and got up. I'm like, okay, good, no one's out here. And like my hip,
Like 4-year-old virgin. Oh, no one saw.
my right hip was like sore for like the next week because I completely slammed on the ground.
So I'm sorry, I missed it. Did you say you slipped because you missed a curb, or did you slip on like some mashed up potato?
That's what I'm saying. I felt
something?
something under my foot, whatever it was. If it was a smashed vegetable or something, I stepped on something, and I just like, it's one of those things you can't react fast enough, and you just felt your foot just slip out from under you.
Well, it's like, look, it's like the cartoons, Maybe they like you know how they slip the cartoon characters slip on the banana peels. Maybe they do throw bananas out there, so maybe Sean like stepped on one. It was just like, woo!
Like Mario Kart, you hit a banana peel and you go spinning for like a mile.
Well, I mean, normally when you talk about parades in New Orleans or Metairie, you usually slip because of alcohol, but this was not one of the case according to Sean.
I mean, I can't say I was perfectly sober, but
I can't say I was perfectly
New
sober.
Orleans sober.
But you weren't Zeus sloshed.
I would say, oh jeez, yeah.
A few Chardonnays, whatever.
Yeah, that was the Zeus parade was bad because the weather was so nice, and I think we all went a little heavy in the loading area.
Do you remember sending us a text like after the parade? Did you put a text in the group text?
Did I?
And you were like, "Oh, dude, I'm so fucked up. You need to come. You should come meet us out at Step Brothers or whatever it was." But
Probably not. No, I don't remember
I go
that.
back and look at that.
Was that the one where he's like sent a picture like a drive-by?
I remember that.
The
Yeah,
Step Brothers?
I thought that was.
Oh no!
No, that wasn't that.
That was-
that was
last
after
week.
Irish Italian.
Oh, okay.
No, it was the Zeus Sunday, the St. Patrick's Day. It was probably around like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock maybe, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, dude, I gotta really pace myself or something. Better pace myself better next year."
It happens.
Happens.
It happens to the best of us.
I was gonna say the same thing.
How many beers? How many PBRs did you put down on parade day?
It was all I packed.
6.
They were all gone before the end of the parade, and it was like I still was kind of reaching for more, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I only packed 6 intentionally."
I mean, that's not a bad idea. But I mean, you probably weren't driving, so
I mean, and the parade was over at 4, so then I was kind of like, "Oh well, now I'm gonna probably have a headache from all the day drinking."
Yeah, there's nothing worse than having a hangover in the same day because you drank early enough and you slow down and you're like, "Wow, I feel like shit," and it's not even the next day yet.
nice. Did you order food for delivery, or did you stop and get food on the way home for help with the hangover the rest of the night?
I mean, there's food at the bar, but then halfway on the route they get Mark Twain's. They order that ahead of time, so they have pizza.
Yeah.
They'll hand it out and then put it on the back of the float.
It's good pizza.
But what about when you left, to go home for the night? Was there like a fourth meal?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what are you referring?
I mean, I
what
downed a
what
bunch
are
of
you
stuff.
referring to here?
Nothing. There's a Taco Bell right by his house. I'm asking. Maybe he took a.
I think Russell and I's mind went to the same thing.
No. I mean, I don't remember.
Was there a midnight snack? Is that what you're saying?
Little snacky snack.
Sean, just remember,
Was the
I didn't
midnight
say
snack?
that, or these two jackals.
It was the insinuation. Though.
Was
it was there.
Was the midnight snack from the front or the back?
Bruh.
I remember they're your bad teammates, not me. I literally just wanted to know if my man stopped and got like a rack of tacos or some Crunchwrap Supremes. Fuck you, Russell. Stop looking at me like that.
Here's the Friday podcasting.
He just keeps setting himself up here.
I'm not setting myself up for anything.
a rack
It's
of
not like
No, I said this. No.
not like I'm getting myself in trouble by saying or insinuating anything.
write-
This is our show, not
Did you
me.
write that one down? Was the midnight snack from the front or the back?
You go ahead and make that the episode title right
That sounds
now.
like a freaking Kanye lyric.
How about a
or
rack of
something right there.
tacos?
Sean, I'm sorry I even asked. I'm sorry our friends can't behave themselves or act like semi-professional adults sometimes. Even though we do sound professional though. But anyway, I'm done with this topic. On to the next.
What else do we even have on the docket?
We have TV shows, 'cause since you two, actually the two instigators over here, we're talking about the show Daredevil and wondering if anybody watched it. So let's go ahead and go round table if anybody has any good shows they're watching.
These instigators, aka these yellow jackets, they do have a little bit of a partnership I've noticed over the years, and I think you two also both farted during the episode, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
Today's episode?
yes. You didn't rip one earlier.
You started.
Before.
You still did it. Okay, you did it today though, and then you also blew it in my direction.
Who did not fart today?
I let out that giant burp earlier.
I don't believe it.
I turned my head to the side.
I'm fasting. I've had nothing to eat today, so it can't be me.
All right, fair.
What are you fasting for?
Just cause.
I mean,
To lose weight.
sun's down. You can eat now. I'm just.
It's the
No, I
Lent,
have.
tis the Lenten season.
That's not it.
It is Ramadan too.
Look, I just made the dumb decision just after last night. I'm like, I'm gonna fast, so I have not eaten today. I've only had black coffee and water. I have multiple food options in my fridge.
So is that your favorite show?
What?
Black coffee and water. What show is that?
Fasting.
This is the show segment, right?
Yeah, Russell. This is my favorite show. You
Bingo, jabroni.
You're definitely a bingo.
Fail.
Yeah, you're a bingo.
Oh fuck.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I didn't want to. It's like, you know what? Go ahead. It's a TV segment. Go ahead.
Do you have a massive headache? Do you have a massive headache right now?
I'm just going to turn my mic off.
So I'll jump in here with the TV segment then, because I'm actually watching two shows right now. One with my wife, one without my wife. The one without my wife is Daredevil Born Again, which is what Russell and I were talking about. The first episode, first off, if you haven't seen the Netflix series Daredevil, you should go check it out because it's amazing. And the funny thing is, when Daredevil Born Again was first mentioned in production, they were saying that it wasn't going to follow the original Netflix series, but it sure as hell seems like it does.
So they definitely did reshoots and tied in some stuff just to make it. It's not fully following it. It's not like a sequel per se, or like the next season. But they tied it in.
Yeah. So to not give too many spoilers out, but I mean, it just kind of opens up and kind of grabs your attention right away.
Alert.
Because as you know, I thought the third season of Daredevil, when it was on Netflix, was probably the best season because they finally started incorporating more villains. And Bullseye is one of my favorite Marvel villains, and they incorporated him in it. And I think Wilson Bethel is a very, very good actor. He plays the role quite well.
He's also pretty handsome.
He's a dish.
He is a hog for a different cause.
But anyways,
I was going to say that about Tristan Moore. I was waiting to use it.
Oh boy. You were saying?
so the first episode of Daredevil Born Again just kind of leads you right back into the feud between Daredevil and Bullseye, and it's just a nice. I mean, how long would you say the fight scene was? It started. It was like a nice 5-minute fight scene.
So
where
it's
it's
like
going
quintessential Daredevil fight scenes. I mean, it's very well known for the hallway fight scene in, I want to say, the first season.
It's almost like they rehearsed this.
Who are the Yellow Jackets?
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had like a side group text. It was just them two just fucking pre-jacking to like whatever TV show they watched.
These jabronis.
Listen to your bingo.
Well, anyways, it sucks you in right away.
Does it now?
Yeah, it sucks you in right away.
Fully immersed?
Fully chubbed. And
Just stop before he has shit edit some stuff.
I'm
Yeah,
done.
I mean,
I'm done editing.
I
shit,
think Patrick is like trying to like bait me into saying something that needs to be edited.
Not at all. I let you hang yourself all the time. This has nothing to do with me. I'll walk you to some edges. Yes, I fully admit that's part of my role. But this is not this time.
All right, so as I was saying, this other girl walks up, totally hot, naked, really naked. All right, so with Daredevil,
So he was watching Daredevil. We got that far.
5 minutes later.
So with Daredevil, the opening scene really kind of sucks you in. I mean, I'm halfway through episode 5. There's 6 episodes out right now. And the episode with White Tiger is really good. This episode I'm on right now is starting out really great. It in general is the whole Daredevil saga, even going back to Netflix, it's just great. I highly recommend watching it.
What's really nice about this series too is that you do not have to watch the previous stuff. It helps. There's lots of call-outs. There's lots of Easter eggs to all of the other series because you got not only Daredevil, but you got Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, The Defenders, and Iron Fist, which I don't think Iron Fist has come up at all at this point. But there's definitely been other call-outs to even other series. I want to say the Hawkeye series, there was a kind of a call-out to that and a couple other things as well.
Yeah.
But no, it's been very, very good. I think it's only got 6 episodes right now. I've watched all 6. I think there's 3 more. I cannot wait for the rest of it to happen. I can't wait to see what happens. They're hitting the nail on the head with this one.
Is this the scene with the hot chick?
Naked. Really naked. So anyways, I didn't need to finish. The other show I'm watching
That's what
with
he was
Jessica.
talking about.
That was from Road Trip.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So the other show that I'm watching right now with my wife is and I'm late to this party, is Yellowstone. So far, I mean, the first season was great. We're probably about halfway through the second season. But I'm going to tell you, man, like,
Kevin Costner keeps getting work.
he keeps getting
How
work.
does Kevin Costner keep getting work?
But I'm going to tell you, I really can't stand. Has anybody watched Yellowstone?
My parents did.
My parents are obsessed with it. My mom actually owns pop figures
So
No way.
of Beth, and she even ordered one of the coats, the like the leopard print coat. Have you gotten to that yet?
I'm going to tell you, I hope your parents are listening, because I cannot stand Beth Dutton. I can't. If we ever did a top 5 least favorite television series character, she might be my number 1. But anyways, so far the show's good, and it's kind of got me hooked in. We haven't watched it in about a week because I get home at like fucking 9 o'clock every night. But I could see why the show has the following that it does. It's very, very intriguing. No episode is uninteresting. It's a good show.
I've seen a few episodes here and there, and it's not bad. I'm not to the point where I want to dedicate a large chunk of my viewing time to it yet, but the episodes I've seen have been pretty solid. Russell, there's a scene in there for you. They use Weller 12 a lot, which makes the craze for that even more obnoxious than it already is.
Attention. That sucks. Sucks for us.
But I do want to know, like, what is the craze with Rip Wheeler? Why do so many women find him so hot? The actor is Cole Hauser.
I mean, I just take that as a rhetorical question. I don't know.
Because I mean, to me, there's several better looking dudes in the show. So I mean,
What is
Who would you say is better looking? Just out of curiosity.
the dude that plays Walker? I don't know the actor's name.
Todd loves him some Wes Bentley. So
Wes Bentley is one of my favorite actors too. Yes, so. And his character, I feel like, kind of gets shit on the show. So.
what?
Literally?
Yeah,
Does-
it's like a scat video.
Find that on the hub.
Shiza video.
he put shit on my face, and you're talking about jelly?
What does Jessica think of Rip?
I haven't asked.
Maybe you should.
I mean,
Yeah, maybe I'll just drop it out there. Say, I don't. He was like sexiest man of the year 2 years ago. Like I don't quite see it.
I'm just saying you asked the question like I don't what women find
Yeah,
talk about him. Maybe ask your wife and see what she says.
Maybe we should put a poll on the Spotify.
Maybe ask women.
Wait, who was sexiest man alive?
Cole Hauser.
Oh, he was really like on.
Like 2 years ago, yeah.
Okay.
Because of his role in Yellowstone.
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
don't even know who Cole Hauser is.
That's
I
like
don't know
a-
those either.
Maybe
he was the third brother in the breakup with Vince Vaughn and D'Onofrio, wasn't he? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
like
he
the
was.
three brothers. Yeah,
This dude ain't good looking at all.
isn't he? He's got red hair, doesn't
He
he?
kind of looks like that country
yeah.
singer. Was that
Not that there's
Brian?
anything
Luke
wrong
Bryan?
with that.
Luke Bryan.
He kind of looks like Luke Bryan.
No, but I'm like making sure I'm picturing the right guy.
Who looks like Butthead from Beavis and Butthead. So.
Let me see.
Luke Bryan does, yeah.
The sexiest man of the year, huh?
Maybe
Danny McBride.
they love.
mid.
I mean, he's aight, but
It's like an MVP.
Maybe they
thing.
love
It's,
like
you know.
his body shape, and he's got a little bit of ruggedness to him with the beard from the show.
Next year's Jelly Roll.
I wouldn't go that far.
Rolling with the big dudes.
You heard it from
when this episode comes out. I'll put it on the X page and see if anybody responds to it. Hashtag
nobody will.
Hashtag Rip Wheeler.
What X page? X videos or X like Twitter?
X hamster.
Twitter.
X. So that's top
Not-
5 adults.
Not the Wasted Wagons only.
Yeah, I'll start with X.
That's called Yellow Boned.
Hey, yo.
Wasted Wagons OnlyFans coming soon.
Who's providing the content for that?
I don't know. I'll put my
all
feet
got
up there.
feet.
You know?
Right.
I'll put my feet up there. See what happens.
Here's an idea. We just totally whore out the twins and make like some really questionable brother/twin content.
I'm on board.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Why is it always got to be the twins? Like,
Because I feel like it's a niche that we could really tap into. Not a lot of times
That's
you see
like that's a genre. Twins.
yeah.
I mean, come
So let's flip it instead of just having like female twins like
People
that.
have
We
a
have
twin fetish?
male twins, and let's explore that angle.
All right. Well, I think we need to exit this conversation. So currently, I am watching. We've talked about this show on the pod before, but I've moved on to season 3 of Resident Alien. Hilarious. If you haven't seen it, Alan Tudyk is a genius. He just plays. I mean, the purpose of his character is that he plays an alien who is supposed to be, trying to be a human, and he nails it. He just comes across as such the perfect dumbass, with an alien trying to be a human. He's
Does he do,
hilarious.
like a voice, like he's a character type thing.
Yeah,
'Cause I know he does a lot of cartoon voices. And
Yeah,
stuff.
so he does have a strange kind of almost alien voice to him when he's doing it. Really funny show. If you haven't watched it, check it out. I also just finished Your Honor on Netflix, which was actually a really good show, but very grim show. So if you're not interested in twisted kind of lack of better words, grim plot lines, don't watch it. But it is set in New Orleans, and it does take you behind the shadiness of the judicial system, and I wouldn't doubt if a lot of it's true, but interesting show nonetheless. So if you haven't watched that, I would recommend it. But if you haven't seen Resident Alien, definitely check it out. Anybody else watching any shows?
also, I left one out. I'm also watching Wheel of Time, which is
They've got this.
it's a
book.
Prime
Cool.
series.
I'm also
It's-
watching that,
Yeah, it's
actually.
based off a book series. I'm on. It's on the 3rd season. I've watched the first 2 seasons. To me, I find it very confusing because there's just so many different types of people and orcs and creatures and what they call the Trollocs. What are we doing here?
Travis is having a moment.
So I mean, I it's a good show. It keeps you interested, but it is kind of confusing. I don't know if you feel like it's kind of hard to follow, or if you read the books and you understand.
There's
it
a
more.
lot of stuff going on. I have not read the books. I know a lot of people that have read the books do not like the show, but I think it's really enjoyable.
By the way, while we're talking ball game, UNO just beat Southeastern 4-1,
Nice.
one game in the Pontchartrain Cup. So,
How you had yours is like a minute ahead of mine.
Russell,
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
somewhat related question. Have you installed the TV outside by your hot tub yet?
No, but I have one that I set up on a table when I want to watch a game or something outside.
Okay.
yeah, we haven't had the Wasted Wagons night at the hot tub where we all wear Speedos.
Hot tub podcast.
Who's wearing speedos? I mean,
Speedo, banana hammock.
drop the towel and just get in.
Birthday suits.
I wasn't going to dive into this any further into my question, but Travis and I, I have a thought and a theory. We're going to get invited to we're going to have like a Wasted Wagons hot tub night, but I'm kind of wondering if these two might have a TV show watch party in the hot tub by themselves.
It might be like a pre-show.
Yeah,
Or maybe a post show.
episode.
Post show.
The latest episode of Wheel of Time hasn't come out yet, right, Russell?
That's correct.
Wheel of Time
We have
After
our own
Dark.
little watch party.
It won't be a coincidence that they're sitting next to
The
each
yellow
other in the hot
jacket.
tub.
Yellow jackets after dark.
That could be the OnlyFans content. These two jackals in whatever they want to wear in the hot tub doing movie reviews. Maybe playing around a little bit. I don't know.
Hot tub streaming is like a thing of the past. It's came and gone.
So what's it called now?
Is what now?
It came.
And gone.
And on.
Not has come and gone. Okay.
I don't want to explore this anymore. Does anybody have anything else?
All I heard was hot tub streaming. What are we talking about?
Yeah, you don't know the hot tub streamers? I don't know anything off the top of my head, but that was a big thing.
Well,
No.
Yeah, I was
Apparently.
watching so much of that.
apparently we have two at the table who are interested in bringing it back.
I'm taking it back.
On that bombshell.
Wagons.
Wagons out.
Wagons out.
Seconds out.